A man without purpose does not always look lost. Sometimes he looks busy. He wakes up, repeats the same day over and over. He moves through life, but with no direction, no mission strong enough to command him, no reason deep enough to pull him out of comfort. Some men are not living. They are wandering through life without a purpose. And the tragedy is not that they are doing nothing. The tragedy is that they are doing everything without knowing why. They are busy, but not aligned. Tired, but not fulfilled. And slowly, without realizing it, life starts passing through their hands. And one day, they wake up and realize they have wasted their entire life. That is the end result for a man without purpose. And that is a dangerous way to live. Because time does not wait. It will not stand still for a man to find himself. The morning will come. The evening will pass. And the years will disappear. And if you are not careful, you can spend your whole life reacting to whatever is in front of you, and never once stop to ask what you are actually here to do. That is why purpose matters. Purpose is not just a dream. It is direction. It is the reason behind the discipline, the meaning behind the sacrifice, the force that makes a man get up when his mood wants him to stay down. Because without purpose, comfort becomes too powerful. Distraction becomes too attractive. And discipline starts to feel pointless because there is no deeper reason holding it together. A man without purpose will distract himself with pleasure. He will always be vulnerable to whatever feels good in the moment. Because if nothing is guiding him, then anything can pull him in any direction. And that is how men drift. They do not always destroy their lives in one dramatic decision. They lose themselves slowly. One unfocused day, one ignored calling at a time. 1 year explained away as just a hard season, when deep down they know the problem is not the season. It is the lack of direction. Because when a man knows what he is here to do, his life begins to organize differently. He starts seeing time differently. He starts treating energy differently. He starts protecting his mornings. He starts questioning what he consumes, who he listens to, and what he tolerates. Purpose gives a man something to return to when the world gets loud. It gives him an anchor. It gives him a reason to keep moving when motivation disappears. And motivation will disappear. Some days you will not feel strong. Some days getting up will feel like a battle before the day has even begun. But purpose does not ask how you feel. Purpose tells you what must be done. That is the difference. A man led by mood waits for the right feeling. A man led by purpose moves because the mission matters more than the feeling. He may be tired. He may be uncertain. But he understands that if he is still alive, he still has work to do. If breath is still in your chest, the story is not finished. If you opened your eyes today, there is still a reason to stand. There is still something to build, something to learn, something inside you that has not yet been fully expressed. You are not here by accident, but you will live like you are if you never focus on your purpose. That is one of life's greatest tragedies, not simply failing, but reaching the end and realizing you never discovered why you were alive. Realizing you carried gifts you never developed. dreams you never acted on, love you never gave, a purpose you kept postponing until time stopped giving you chances. That is why being aware of your own mortality is important. Not to make you panic, but to make you honest. It lets you appreciate life on a deeper level. It makes you realize tomorrow is not promised. But you already know that. Everyone knows that. Yet despite this, most people live as if they have unlimited time. But time is not unlimited. And the day you understand that properly, something changes. You stop treating purpose like an option. You stop acting like one day is a real plan. And you begin to understand that the time between your first day and your last day is not empty space. It is the only place you get to live. And what you do with it matters. Because life happens wherever you are, whether you make it or not. So stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop waiting until life gets easier. Because life will probably never be easy enough. At some point, you have to choose purpose while things are still uncertain. You have to step forward while the road still feels unclear. Purpose does not always arrive like thunder. Sometimes it begins as a quiet pull, a dream that keeps returning, a problem you feel called to solve. And if you do not have a clear purpose yet, that does not mean your life is meaningless. It means you are still in the process. But to discover your purpose, you must look inward, develop self-awareness. Pay attention to what keeps calling you. Pay attention to what you cannot stop thinking about. Pay attention to what kind of person life keeps asking you to become. And if that doesn't help, then take action. Any action. It can be action through service, through responsibility, through trying and failing. Because whatever you do not just sit around and hope for life to get better. Your life calling will not just fall into your hands. Purpose is often found at the intersection of internal awareness and external action. So give yourself space to think before the noise enters. Ask what matters before the day tells you what is urgent. The early morning is powerful because it belongs to you before it belongs to everyone else. In that quiet, you can hear what gets buried during the day. You can remember the mission. You can sharpen the mind. You can choose direction before distraction starts asking for your life. But purpose is not only important when life feels clear. It becomes even more important when life gets painful. Because pain without purpose can make a man lose himself. It can make him bitter. It can make him question everything. It can make him sit in the dark long enough that he starts believing the dark is all there is. But purpose gives pain somewhere to go. It does not remove the weight. It does not make the wound disappear. But it gives a man a reason to keep standing while he is carrying them. That is the difference. A man with no purpose may only see suffering. But a man with purpose will move forward anyway. Because when purpose is strong enough, pain loses the power to fully control you. You may still feel it. You may still have moments where you wonder why life had to happen the way it did. But purpose gives you something deeper than the feeling. It gives you a reason to get up anyway. A reason to keep moving. A reason to take the next step when your mind wants to collapse into the moment. That is why a man needs purpose before the storm comes. Because when pain arrives, Emotion will not always be enough. Motivation will not always be there. Confidence may disappear. People may not understand, and the road may feel lonely. But if the purpose is real, it becomes an anchor. It reminds you that your life is bigger than this one painful chapter. It reminds you that what you are building still matters. And sometimes, painful seasons sharpen your purpose in a way comfort never could. They strip away what was fake. They show you what actually matters. They reveal what you can no longer ignore. They make you look at your life honestly and ask, what am I really here to do? That is why pain can become useful if you allow it. Not because you pretend it feels good, but because you refuse to waste it. You let it discipline you. You let it deepen your understanding of yourself. Some of the clearest missions are born in the hardest seasons. A man loses something and learns what he must protect. He gets broken and learns what he must rebuild. He goes through something he never wanted and later realizes it gave him a reason to help, lead, and serve others. That is how pain strengthens purpose. It takes the idea out of your head and puts it into your bones. It turns purpose from something you talk about into something you are willing to live for. So when life hurts, do not let the pain make you aimless. Return to the mission. Return to the reason. Because the man with purpose does not need life to be painless. He needs life to have meaning. And when a man can find meaning in the middle of pain, he becomes harder to break. He stops asking only, why did this happen to me? And starts asking, how can I use this to grow? That question changes a life. But so does gratitude. Not half-baked gratitude, but purposeful gratitude. The kind that makes you respect the day in front of you. Because if you woke up today with breath in your chest and with time still in your hands, then this day is not just any day. It is a gift. And gifts are not meant to be wasted. Gratitude is not an excuse to sit still. It is the reason you move with more respect. You do not know how many mornings you have left. You do not know which season you will one day look back on and realize it was golden while you were too distracted to see it. You do not know which ordinary moment you will miss when life changes. So be present, but do not be passive. Appreciate the day, then use it. Love the people who matter, then show it. Recognize what you have, then build with it. Purpose and gratitude are not enemies. They go hand in hand. Gratitude keeps your ambition clean. Purpose keeps your gratitude from becoming laziness. Together, they teach a man to live fully, to be thankful for the day without wasting it, to chase the future without despising the present, to work hard without forgetting why the work matters. That is what real success should become. Not just more, but a life with direction, a life with meaning, a life where you know who you are, what matters, and what you are willing to give yourself to. Because there are many examples of men who have everything but still feel empty. Life is full of those who look perfect on the outside, but are falling apart on the inside. That is why purpose has to come before applause or comparison. Stop being distracted by everyone else's path. Stop measuring your life against people who are not carrying your calling. There is more within you. But belief has to become action. No more someday. No more waiting for the perfect moment. A new beginning is one choice away. Start your new life with one commitment. Not an easy commitment, a real one. The kind you keep when you are tired. The kind you keep when the process feels long and the progress feels slow. You will not always feel the purpose. You will not always see the progress. You will not always want the sacrifice. But if the mission is real, you keep moving. You give your best. You take the shot. You win some, you lose some. But if you gave your purpose everything you had, then you can be proud of the person you have become. And remember to be grateful for the opportunity to try again. Because all you ever truly have is the present moment. And the present moment is where purpose is either honored or ignored. So ask yourself, what are you doing with the life you have been given? What are you building with the time still in your hands? These are not small questions. They are the questions that separate a man who is drifting from a man who is awake. Because the man with purpose moves differently. He does not need life to be perfect before he starts. He does not need every fear to disappear. He knows time is limited. He is grateful for the opportunities he has. He knows pain can be used. And he knows if he is still alive, there is still work to do. So find your purpose, or start moving in the direction that might reveal it. And build your life around it. Let it shape your mornings. Let it strengthen your discipline. Let it give meaning to your sacrifice. Because a man without purpose will distract himself with pleasure, and this will lead to a life of regret. But a man with purpose moves with focus. He appreciates each and every day he is given. And once a man knows why he is moving, he becomes much harder to stop.